Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late November 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libra collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Libras in late November 2025? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? Yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra in late November. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick for you, my good friends. See if the deck wants to give us the card quickly. And yes, it does. It is very cerebral. I like this card. I haven't seen it in quite a while. But even though it looks funny and there's like some funny imagery there, I just love the energy that it encapsulates. Believe it or not, it feels like the Ace of Swords to me when I talk about the feeling of it. So it's extremely intellectual. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. And while you're down there, maybe you could tap that new hype button. I'm not sure what it does, but it will make me feel good if you did it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. I promise, that's it. We have this card. So when we look at the imagery here, we see this monkey. He's dressed up like Shakespeare. He is holding a skull, contemplating life itself. There's a typewriter. There's all sorts of mathematics and equations and binary code in the background. So obviously this does speak about his intellectual faculties. So for a lot of Libras, I know you're a thinker, right? Most Libras are very good thinkers. So maybe there's certain things you're figuring it out, good for problem solving. Your mind, great for learning new things and absorbing information. That's the positive of this. Now's a great time to figure things out, connect the dots, search for hidden things, hidden meanings. I just love the energy of this, and that's why I say it reminds me of the Ace of Swords. But when we get to the challenging aspect of it, of course, it can represent overthinking. So there could be certain things, maybe you're dwelling on it a little bit. Maybe you're thinking about it too much. Maybe you're thinking about something in more of a complicated fashion than it really is when this card is here. And no judgment. I'm just saying this card is definitely in its mind. So there's really good aspects to it. But we're just going to put him down right there. We're not going to disturb him. He could keep it doing his work, contemplating his life. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Libras. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was an intriguing one. It was titled The Surprising Situation. And listen, it happens from time to time, right? Life will throw us a curveball. Something will pop up that we didn't quite account for. That's kind of the vibe I was picking up. It didn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It was just kind of out of nowhere. So that could be something that bleeds over for a couple weeks. There could be things just popping up out of the blue. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for the lovely Libras. What do we have here in late November? We're just entering into Saggy season, a beautiful time of year. Okay, we got the Queen of Pentacles. I believe she showed up in the Gemini reading as well, so maybe this is an air sign thing. But I like her. Usually, I guess it depends on what you got going on. But I like an action card in the beginning, but I'll take her. She reminds me of like the Empress a little bit. Lots of earth. Lots of earth here. Now, again, it doesn't have to be a bad thing, but let's get one more. It could just be where your focus is right now. 9 of Wands. Okay, so the energy seems to be at an impasse, or it's just standing firm with something, and that could be a very good thing for majority of you. But we're just going to have to see how all this plays out, because like on the above surface, it seems like not much is really happening, right? But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always like to look at the elements first. And we have a lot of outside energy. When I see cups and swords, that's internal. This is all outer world. So the world around you, the actions other people are taking. These are all like really in focus right now. But we have a lot of earth, right? With the Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. Now, earth to me can represent work, business, money, finances, investments, home, living, family situation. So it makes a lot of sense here. I like it, and it's great for abundance. It's great for feelings of stability and security. But when there's too much earth, sometimes it could be a little dry, right? Sometimes it could be a little boring or dull or stuck. So that's what we want to avoid, hopefully, when we start clarifying is like, all right, is this energy stuck or is it secure? What's the difference? Is there much of a difference? We'll see when we get into the nuance. And then even back here with the Nine of Wands, fire, action, movement. So the actions we take, the actions others take. But even though it's of the fire suit, that dude's just standing there, right? It's like these energies are just standing around. They're all just kind of doing their own thing. So I find it really intriguing, these energies, like what's going on under the surface, because on top, it doesn't seem like much is happening. But yeah, this is passion, drive, desire. The fire can also be very unpredictable. So that fits the bill with what we saw last week. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with the Queen of Pentacles. So I already mentioned she reminds me very much, she has very similar vibes to the Empress, which is one of your power cards. Now, she could just represent an earth sign. And remember, it doesn't have to be gender specific. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Queens represent the internal aspect of the suit. So we just went into some depth about the Pentacles. She could represent feelings of security. So am I feeling safe? Am I feeling secure? Am I feeling balanced? Usually she is a good sign for that. She is a huge card of blessings and abundance and cup runneth over. So this could be really good for a lot of you. It's like it's having more than enough and then some, which I really like. Fully provided for. So this is great. But in her challenge, we already spoke about it with some of the earth energy. She could be a little stubborn. She could be an energy that's a little set in her ways. She could be an energy that feels stuck or nothing's moving, nothing's happening. Like the energy could be potentially a little boring for some of you. So watch out for that, unless you're just dealing with a stubborn person or a stubborn situation. But for some of you, there could be certain things going on where it's like I'm watching grass grow. It's like I'm watching paint dry. It's odd because it's showing up in multiple spots within this reading. But we're just going to put her there. We're not going to turn a positive into a challenge, because for a lot of you, she could be really, really great and really secure. Now, moving to the middle, we do have the Seven of Pentacles, and we see that individual practicing tons of patience, right? He's just standing there. He's watching that pentacle bush grow. So to me, in the positive sense, to me, this is a card of patience paying off, a process paying off, patience being rewarded. This is very good for that. This card does connect to natural energy like nature, but I mean, depending on where you are, that might not be too feasible right now, like spending a lot of time outside. But it's reaping what you sow. That's the big thing. Like, do you put in the work to get what you receive? It is karmic in that sense as well. So, like, putting something out and getting it back, reaping what you sow. So, we're just going to have to see, is this karmic energy? Is it a delay? Because that's the downside of this. Yeah, sure, it could be karmic situations and karmic stuff, but this can also represent delays, problems, something feeling stuck. So you see the theme that we're starting to pick up here. Now, moving to the back end, as we get that Seven of Pentacles there, and I don't think he has an issue with patience. Watch out with impatience as well. But right here we have the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior. This represents someone that's been through a thing or two and they don't want to go through it again. In the positive sense, this could just represent someone that's protective, territorial. This is no fool. This is someone that's like, yeah, I've seen some things. I'm wise to things. So it's like I see things that other people don't because I have a lot of experience. That's the positive of this card. The challenge is someone still healing from something, still affected by something, still hurt. This could be a very skeptical, untrustworthy type of energy. Not saying you're untrustworthy, but you might be skeptical of a situation or someone, like, what's going on? There's more to it. So certain things could catch your mind like that. The wounded warrior can also represent issues in communication. Notice he has built a wall. So we want to see, like, all right, well, what's going on with communication here? But at the same time, worst case scenario, this card could represent rejection. So whether that's feelings of rejection, rejecting certain things. So whether it's a thought process, a behavior, a habit, an individual, it's like, nope, I'm building my wall. Nope, no thanks. So we do want to dig deeper on all this, but it seems like they're not doing much. All right, so let's go through. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Libra? Please, guides and spirit team. What do we got for our good friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that queen. Let's see what she has. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Libra, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the Queen O Pentacles here? Quick, super quick. Okay, yeah, we got the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself, in reverse underneath her. Okay, so initially, this could also be something that turns out good at some point, even if it's difficult right now. So I do feel like there is reason to be hopeful about something, especially with like the elemental mix, the earth and water. It's like, okay, well, it might be a little rocky right now, or something might not be going optimal right this second, but it still has the potential to at some point. So that's how this is initially jumping out to me. But when I see the King of Cups, the emotional state, in reverse underneath the Queen of Pentacles, it's like something that's bugging me, that's either been bugging me for a while or will bug me for a while. So watch out for problems or situations that have either been sticking around, lingering around, or might linger for quite a while. That's just how it's feeling to me. Because the King of Cups in the upright, happy, in control, balanced, full expression of love and emotion. When he shows up in reverse, it's kind of the opposite to all that. Aside from that, this could also represent big emotional suppression too. So watch out for that. Like for some Libras, maybe you just need a shoulder to lean on or someone to talk to, right? Especially if you're feeling a lot of intense things. Like when I see the Queen of Pentacles with him in reverse, it's like, no, hush. I will be quiet. I will push this down. So that's just what's showing up to me. So either it's a situation that's been lingering or it's emotional suppression, but I still feel that it's something that could turn out well eventually, even if not right now. So that's a silver lining. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's go in on that Seven of Pentacles. We'll see what that has. Now I really want to get over to the Wounded Warrior, see what he's doing. But why is the Seven of Pentacles here for Libra? There's the Seven of Pentacles here. Thank you. Yeah, this energy seems to be kicking the can down the road, where it's like, maybe I just need to give it a little more time. Maybe I need to give it a little more time. There's a lot of patience here, that's for sure. So if that's not you, it could be someone you're dealing with where it's like they have all the patience in the world. They will wait as long as they need to wait. Both of these are also karmic cards as well. So it's like I'm getting split messages, only take which one's yours. But there is someone here that will either wait for you, wait with you, go through the process. Like to me, it's someone that just has almost endless amounts of understanding and patience, which feels really good. However, there is also this energy where it's like, I'll handle it later. Seven of Pentacles with the world, or it's like, yeah, there's something I got to do, but I don't want to do it right now. It's like, I'll handle it another time. So whether that's a small thing, because some of you might just be chores or something like that. For some of you, it could even be something major where it's like, no, just not right now. I don't have the energy for it. Like it's an energy that's kicking something down the line. But we also still have these karmic change or karmic shift energy as well, because that's what this card represents aside from endings. So a lot of stuff right here in the center. We're just going to keep pushing. We'll talk about it more during the recap. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff there in the center. You might not be very motivated about something. Either that or it's someone that's like, yeah, I'll just give it more time. If I just give it a little more time, or if I wait, maybe it'll change. Like it's one of those. Everything changes at some point. But let's go in on the Nine of Wands. Again, really specific stuff. I feel like I'm doing it personal. So again, only take it how it hits for you. But let's see what the Nine of Wands has. Then we'll do a quick little recap. So why is the Nine of Wands here? All right. This is a very firm type of energy here on the back end, but it does feel like a pressure buildup to me on the intuitive sense. So, of course, in the classical sense, that energy looks immovable. It looks like something where it's like, no, that is what it is. It will always be that way. I'm here to tell you that there is a very strong pressure mounting behind it, because that's how this all feels to me: the suppression, the waiting, the buildup, the buildup, the buildup. And this is the barrier. I do sense a potential breakthrough at some point. I will say that. I'm not seeing it in the cards at the moment, but I am picking it up. But at the same time, the Nine of Wands and the Hierophant, that's an energy that's not really changing. Like it's an energy that does feel a little bored, a little stagnant. So watch out for anything you feel that is like making you regress or pulling you back. I mean, sometimes progress is small. Sometimes progress is small, incremental steps, where it's like just step by step by step. It's not always explosive. It's not always like everything all at once. There's something here about the pacing and divine timing of something as well. So when I see the Nine of Wands with the Hierophant, especially with the spiritual energy all on the bottom here, there's some aspect of divine timing with whatever situation you're dealing with. So yeah, maybe it does need a little bit more time. Maybe you're in that place where it's like, you know what, it'll happen when it happens, or I'll know when it's time for something. So like there's this divine timing showing up. We got a lot of deep stuff showing up in your reading this week, a lot of particular stuff as well. I don't necessarily feel like this is a rejection on the back end. To me, it's more of what I already spoke about, but also a pressure building up. So you might feel that within, you might just feel pressure building, building, building. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadows. So super unique reading this week, Libra. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we got the Queen of Pentacles and our good pal Kyle of Cups in reverse. Oh no. So I did say there could be something that has potential at some point, even if it's not right now, right this second. So maybe your patience will be worth it. For another portion of you, this did feel like emotional suppression, where it's like, I'm just going to push it down. I'm going to bite my tongue. I'm not going to talk about it. Suppress, suppress, suppress. I'm not going to say whether you should or shouldn't do that. You know your situation better than I do. But then I also have this lingering energy as well. So a situation or something you've been dealing with where it's just still in the energy. Moving to the middle, we have the double karmic energy with the Seven of Pentacles and the World in the upright. This was giving me several messages. Initially, it felt like somebody kicking the can down the road, where it's like, I know I need to do something, but I don't want to do it yet. Or I don't want to do it right now. I'll do it later. So it's like putting things off, pushing them down the road. This could also represent someone that has a ton of patience, or they act as if they have all the time in the world. So I think that's okay when it comes to the patience, but there is this karmic change starting to happen. A lot of this pressure is starting to build up underneath the surface. So there's powerful universal hands at play. And moving to the back end, we have the Nine of Wands with the Hierophant in the upright, and that's where the divine timing comes in. So we did speak about the pressure building up. There is something where it's like, when it's time, you'll know it's time. When it's go time, it's go time. You'll know it, you'll feel it. This doesn't feel like a rejection, but at the same time, it does feel unchanged. So there could be like one specific area of life that like nothing seems to be happening, but the time will come for that energy to shift because the pressure's already building. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Let's shuffle it real good. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get this going here. What do we got for Libra in the shadows? Nice and quick. There we go. Yeah, we got our good friend here, the King of Cups again, except this time he does have a beard, but it's made out of tentacles. That's a little creepy, right? So a lot of the things we were speaking about emotional suppression are still showing up in the shadows. So when I said, all right, maybe you need someone to chat to, maybe you need to let this out one way, one how. So whether it's through like creation, conversation, physical activity, there is a buildup of pressure and a buildup of energy that needs some releasing, so to speak. Not release as in forget about it. Release as like there's just too much pressure built up and I need to do something about it. That's the King of Cups. And he could be very up and down when it comes to emotions. So when I see him in the shadows, aside from personal connections or water signs you might be connected to, huge card of love, there is something here about emotional wellness and potential ups and downs. So we're just going to let him chill right there, Libra. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details, the November subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and you'd like to have a little chat with me, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. You'll see my digital calendar is open for the month of November. They're filling up pretty quick, so if you'd like to have a chat, come over and see me. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of a lovely deck. It's fairly new. It's called Tarot of the Woodland Wardens. It has a whole bunch of fluffy critters. It's really adorable. think everyone would like it. So if you like to get your name in for this, it's two simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, since it is November, what are you most grateful for right now? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.